mountain, but he's got the view. He said, one step, you'll get through. When my faith is thin, he lends me his light. His words cut through like stars in the night. He said, breathe it in, don't run, don't hide. The climb's not a race, it's a rhythm to ride. One bite at a time, he said. One bite at a time. No matter how high we can climb, break it down small till the fear.
Hey, you guys, and Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd. It's Friday, baby. And you're going to have an incredible year. 2026 is going to be your year. I am speaking prosperity. I am speaking abundance. I am seeing you are moving from lack land to Abundantville. I'm speaking that into your life right now. From now on, going forward, 2026, I am going to give you three things: something you need to know, something you need to grow, and something that you can use so you can show. Okay, I'm speaking abundance in you. Every time I come on here, I'm speaking abundance into your life. Now, I've been getting asked probably for the last, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months, and I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna do it. You know, life be life and stuff like that. And I said I was going to, hold on, 'cause this is messing with my background here. So, no, just close it. Okay. Can we just close that? There we go. So I'm going to talk about my behind the scenes, what I use to do my behind the scenes stuff. Okay. And I'm wondering if I can, I'm not going to, I was going to bring it in and all that stuff, but I didn't set everything up to do that. So, guys, please forgive me. I didn't set it all up to do that. So I'm just using the one camera here. I have other cameras here, which I'm going to show you some screenshots of. But people are asking me what kind of setup I use. And in our studio here, in our set, we have a number of different setups, but I like stuff. I like portability. And I wish I could show you guys. Shoot. This is, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a portable thing. This is a case, right? You can see it's a case there. It has a YOLO box, which I can broadcast from directly and stream from. But this case itself has a Ethernet, and I've got one DJI camera attached to this. So I literally can take this case out somewhere, right? And I can set up somewhere and have a portable like broadcast for like news. Say we're going on site or whatever, we're broadcasting something. I can go on site, got my lower thirds, and I can send the signal back to our network, and I can just go from there, even with this camera that does 4K. So I can do that here. But here, of course, in our studio, we got more cameras. But I like to simplify stuff because what I don't like is I want a multi-camera shoot, which always it lends to the creativity, right? So rather you got your camera phone, a DSLR, you got two camera phones, having your one primary camera and then maybe a side profile so you can switch between the two. That adds more flexibility, more creativity. And if you know from a psychological standpoint, every, I think, what is it, 3 to 4 seconds when you're watching TV, there's a switch. That's because the mind can't watch a talking head. Most people get bored with a talking head. So look, congratulations to you this long for just even watching me talk right now, right? But most people can't do the talking head. So if you notice, 3 to 4 seconds, you can count 1001, 1002, 1003. They go to a different angle. There's a director and a camera thing going, okay, camera two, hold, okay, pulling, camera three, you're live, hold, camera three, and they got a clock, okay, camera four, going to you, camera four, you're live, and they're switching between the different cameras because every 3 to 4 seconds, you got every different look. Otherwise, people be like, and social media has really made our attention span so short that we're like, you know, but I will tell you this, the intellectuals and people that read books and don't allow themselves to be influenced by an algorithm that tells them you only need 20-second stuff. After 20 seconds, you can't handle it anymore, right? Because we all know that consistency is key and perseverance. And if you're always switching from this to that, and the other, you're not persevering or being consistent with one thing, you'll never achieve success. Wait, I'm going to say that again. If you are not being consistent and persevering, you will not achieve success. Okay, hold on, let me turn this right. That is important. And if you look at it, I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole here, but we could go right on the edge of the rabbit hole. The algorithms on social media are set as such that it is created to train you to be hopping, always hopping. I gotta see something else. I gotta see something else. And that way you're never focusing. And since you're never focusing, you're never achieving. And if you're never achieving, you're always on that wheel. When you work at a job, do you go in there and be like, I gotta be here for 10 minutes and then I need that check? No, you put in, if you work for someone else, you're putting in 40 hours, sometimes more. And if you're self employed, 40 hours is just the start, baby. You're doing at least 60, 70 hours or more to generate the revenue, right? Because I know we get up 6 a.m. and we go to bed at about sometimes 11. So that's every day. 11 p.m. That's every day. We get up and we're just trained to it now. We get up, brush your teeth, shower. Okay, what's going on? We'll be in rooms. We're getting dressed. My wife and I. What's on the plan today? Okay, I got to finish editing that thing. Okay, I got to do this. I got to make this call Zoom, and we're strategizing. If we don't have anything already set in the calendar, we're talking about okay, what are we doing? What do you think about if we did this? And we are having usually about 30 minutes. We're strategizing what our day is going to look like every day. When we go to bed, we get in bed and we're like, okay, in the morning, don't forget, okay, we're talking about, okay, you got to always be planning. You better make a plan. Trust me, a plan's being made. Whether it's a plan for your prosperity or a plan for your downfall, you choose. So with that, I got to get off on a little tangent here, but I want to talk to you guys about some of my equipment. So I did take some pictures, and I'm going to talk to you guys about what did we do. So as you guys can see, this is what's called a one screen. You've heard of a vibe board. I like this one because the one screen wasn't as reflective, responsive. The support on here was great, um, and so we got this. Now I love it because if I have any problems, I can just touch that button up here, the Google, press it, and then they'll get on right away with me on a video and audio call and say, hey, Mr. Watts, how can we? Because they know who I am because of this number. That's my ID number. And they can say, how can I help you? We have fixed. If this thing ever breaks, guess what? They're coming back, picking it up, and shipping me out another one. And I know you're going, well, David, that sounds like you're paying for it. Yeah, releasing this. And I thought about buying it outright, which is $9,000. But then when the new models come out, okay, well, this is good, but what's the new one do? I just go, hey, a new one came out, I heard, or whatever. Yeah, come get this and give me the new one. You know, Sometimes it pays to lease, sometimes it pays to buy. Okay, just the way it is right now. And then of course we write off. This is a marketing. We have this in a marketing. This is we use for marketing. Obviously, I'm using it here, right? So we write this off, and this is about $99, $100 a month. So I write this off every month or every year because this is an asset that I'm writing off. So we use the board, and as you can see, one of the things I use it for is right here. I can write on it. I can actually record stuff on it. I can bring in videos. I can do everything, and then of course I can actually send it to people. And this is just something I just wrote before we came on to show you guys. It has two stylus that I can use. These aren't regular pens. These are stylus that come with it, and they clip down at the bottom. So I'm able to actually use those when I'm actually writing, right? And doing stuff. And then I can actually press record. It'll record it as a video, or I can take a picture of it. I can press send. I can send somebody's email address in or send them a link to a Google Drive, and it'll send them that video recording or whatever I did that I wrote on here. So it's very handy. If you guys ever want to use that for your organization, your company, let me know. I got discounts on them. I can get one for you. Okay. The other thing is behind this is a set. You could probably see the little lights up here on the wall. I've got, our little LED thing we got going, but let me bring that up. This is what it looked like earlier. This is one of our Sony FX6. It's on a dolly. I have it hooked to SDI. You can see that cable coming out of here, and it's kind of taped down here, and it's coming over to a switcher, which I'll show you in a second. But this is just like a little hair light or key to fill in stuff we weren't using that. And as you can see, there are lights right here, right? And I'll go to another shot. There are lights right here. We call them suns because they can be really, really bright and everything. There's a countdown timer here if we're doing something we can use that. But we just have one camera son here because this can go up to 6K and even more. So I have on the SDI out, so we can crop in. But I have it here. We have this is for a teleprompter, so the person who's on the couch can actually be talking, and we can prompt them about stuff like that. I have a shotgun or Rode mic on here to pick up. Normally, the person that's on here will have a lavalier, so I can have more sound versus just regular room sound. And I'll crop in, so you might see this on half the background, or if I crop in really close, you just see all the black background. But that's all part of our stage room. And there's another part off to the right which you don't see, which is a glass table, and that's another set we do when we're like doing trainings and stuff like that. But this is more for our just comfy, let's just talk kind of interaction. Okay, so that's how that works. Um, and then we've got let's see what's another thing here. So then I'll go back to the switcher. From your calendar, David Marcus starts in 30 minutes. Okay, so Alexa's telling me I have a schedule on my calendar in 30 minutes. From your calendar, David Marcus starts in 30 minutes. Gotcha. Thank you. So it reminds me, and then of course I just got a text message for my platform CRM, which if you guys want, it is incredible. We do have accounts we can set you guys up with, and we give you the support. It's success driven. Our success driven platform, it's incredible. But let's go back to what we're talking about. Then when all that camera is sending that signal back to my switcher. Now my switcher, I can bring in what's on my computer screen here if I want. I can bring in here. So if I'm here and I go, well, let's just look at here on this screen, right? So let's just go and say I'm going to go to my Facebook, right? So go to my Facebook page. You don't have to look at it from this standpoint, right? You're looking from this standpoint, things like that. I can actually touch a button and bring that whole thing into the screen that you're seeing. So that way you're not seeing the light glare, which you're seeing a glare like right here, because I got a light over here and things like that. And I can adjust that. But I can just bring it in. I can just do a fade. And I've done it before if you've ever seen some other lives. So you can actually see what's what's going on. So I can do that. And this is actually the switcher that allows that to happen. So this is not an ATM Mini. This is actually called an OCG stream. A friend of mine brought this to our attention, and then I did some research on it, and I was like, wow. So as you can see, this case has a self-contained, has a monitor built into it, a 14-inch monitor, which is showing all my different video cameras. So this is from the other night. You can see my wife was over here on the camera. I took this as my phone, so it's not exactly as clear. But she was over on the couch. We had a person that was doing a live. We brought in from Detroit. He joined us live from Detroit. Of course, I was in another part of the stage room, which is what we call this room, and that's me here. I've got another video that's queued up waiting, and then of course there's another picture of me and my camera, me taking a picture of this whole setup. This is called a YOLO Ultra. I've got the YOLO Pro, the YOLO Ultra, and I was thinking about getting the Extreme, but I don't know if I need it because these are really enough. So if I could just take this literally and this DJI here, and I could go somewhere and broadcast remotely. This actually, the reason people say, oh, this is overkill, because I can broadcast just from this device here on the left, or I can also broadcast from this, but this is Ethernet based, so I'd have to put a cord in here. So I could use this as a switcher, so bringing my cameras in here and pushing it out to here, and then pushing this out back to the signal. In this case, I was actually bringing the the one screen interactive studio into here, which is where you actually saw this coming from. And then from here, I actually have my pre-recorded videos playing. So you can see the out cord, which was coming here and was going to the back of this device. And this camera was on me. So that's how that was working. That's how everything was set up. And that's how we do it. It's really simple. I'm a fan of simplicity, y'all. You don't hear me. So that's how my setup is. And I keep it simple. Yes, we have literally probably probably 11 cameras here. Do I use them all one time? No, No. Do I, we do events, and if I have a multi-camera shoot, yes, we're going to probably use more cameras. For Super Bowl Media Week that's coming up, we have 3 production teams that are going to be running. We're probably going to be bringing about probably 16 cameras. There'll be 16 cameras, but we're managing 4 sets. So yeah, we want to have multiple angles and everything like that. But that's a huge event that we do for once a year. So that of course is going to require a lot more cameras. But for here, I can just do with the one camera over there in the stage room, my camera right here. And as I'm talking to you, this is an integrated webcam. So that's how we do things, and that's how I do my live stream. If you have any questions, please DM me. I am an open book. I love talking to people and showing them how they can level up and make their broadcasts and their live streams better. All right. Well, I'm about to get busy, you guys, because like I said today, I got work to do. All right. I will see you guys. See you guys shortly. Have a great day. Remember, your best is yet to come. Actually, your best is coming.